Alright, today I'm going to demonstrate what is called a flat wash in watercolor painting. A flat wash is what the name implies. It is simply just a flat wash of color, which means it's the same value throughout. You know, it doesn't get light to dark or dark to light, and it's just one single color. Alright? This is one of the building blocks of watercolors, and a flat wash is great when you want to cover a large area of space in your painting. What you'll need for this is watercolor paper, your palette of watercolor paints, water, in a cup here, a paintbrush, and I really like these specific style of brushes for the flat wash because of the flat bristles here. And you may want to have a paper towel handy as well. So let's begin. I'm going to demonstrate a flat wash in violet. So before you begin, you may notice that your palette is dirty from someone else, or maybe you were painting before, and it's a really good idea to just give it a wipe down here, because you may get some unnecessary colors in your flat wash that we just don't want. So how you do this, take a paintbrush and you create a pool in your palette of water. By the way, it's a good idea to make sure your water is pretty clean too. Paintbrush in that violet paint, or whatever color you choose. The more paint you drop into the water, the darker or the value will be when you paint, and the more water you add, the lighter it'll be. So sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error. I might think this looks dark enough here and then try painting it on my paper, and maybe it's too light. So don't be discouraged. So we're simply just going to take paintbrush, glide across the page. Alright, so some potential issues you could run into. Notice how it's pooling right here. So one way I tried to fix that is just by working that paint a little bit more. See how it sort of disappears? It's an even value throughout for the most part. Another way you could solve that problem is, if you're really working that paper and it's still pooling, you could probably tip your paper like so and just try to make it a little bit more even. You do want to be careful when you're working your paper too much. You don't want to create, weakness in that side of the paper or even tear it. It becomes weaker and weaker the more water and you add to it. So just be careful about that. And that's pretty much it.